Good morning, YouTubers. Today I'm in the heart of the city centre in Bradford, and we're going to talk about the street characters of Bradford. And we've had quite a few of them in our time and quite a few in the Victorian times. So all you locals out there probably recognise where I am, just off Westgate. And before I meet Mark, who will be giving you a little story about a street character which maybe some of you guys out there don't know about, I'm going to show you this, and you probably recognise her, 𝗙𝗔𝗠𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗏, and she's well known as Polish Anna, and I remember her very well. I've actually done a blog on her a few years ago and visited her resting place, 𝗵𝗶𝘰𝗲𝗏 Cemetery, so do check that one out. I shall put that in the description. And what I'll do next is go further down towards the Bradford interchange and show you another piece of street art that's designated to an icon of Bradford. And just outside the Bradford interchange we have some street art of an icon called Bradford Jesus Man, and his name was Geoffrey Brindley. Again, he passed away in my lifetime a few years back, and that's the theme of this video. So do stick around. Towards the end of this video we shall take you to a cemetery and take you to the resting place of the icon we're going to talk about.
I'm presently on Roughly Lane and I'm walking towards the gateway of a former nursing home which is now occupied by the Yorkshire Building Society. And this nursing home had a very, very famous and infamous resident. She was called Catherine Kennedy, or more informally known as Kate Kennedy. And that is a name that's known to a certain generation of Bradfordians. She was one of the legendary characters of our city. What can I tell you about Kate Kennedy? Not much really, apart from the fact that she liked to drink. And what we're going to do in this video is we are going to share a few of the stories relating to Kate Kennedy, who died here in May 1959. Fortunately, there aren't many photographs of Kate Kennedy in existence, or none that are readily available. But fortunately, I have managed to grab some screen grabs of footage that was filmed outside the town hall on VE Day, showing Kate dancing. And you'll notice that the crowd kept a respectable distance from her. So I'm here at the doorway of St Patrick's Church on Westgate, just outside the centre of Bradford. And Kate Kennedy actually had an episode here. A friend of mine, 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, who is a local historian and author, he was 10 years old, so this will have been back in the 1940s. He was here one evening with his mother. It was a winter's evening, and they were sat at the front of the church during a service. The doors swung open, the cold air blew in, and so did Kate Kennedy. She breezed in, singing and dancing. She made her way to the front of the church, she saw the font, she cupped her hands, filled them with holy water, and threw water all around the congregation. And Derek and his mother received the most of her, what you'd call a blessing, I guess, that night. We're now beside the law courts at City Park. And this location used to be the bottom of Manchester Road. And roughly in this vicinity stood the original Bradford Odeon cinema. And outside of it there were bus stops. And if you were going up to Wyke on a bus, that's where you'd be. And Derek Lister's second encounter with Kate Kennedy happened right here or thereabouts. He worked in town. He was 17 years old, so we're talking early 1950s now. and he was waiting at the Wyke bus stop to get a bus home for his dinner, and he saw Kate Kennedy coming towards him. Knowing of her reputation, he was praying and hoping that she'd just pass him by, but she didn't. She made a beeline for him. She grabbed his arm and she started singing and dancing and going round in circles, and everybody who was in the vicinity was possibly thanking God that they weren't the ones that she targeted. They were all pointing and laughing. Derek thought his life couldn't get any worse at that point. Fortunately for him, or so he thought, 2 policemen came round the corner and they pulled Kate off him and started to take her away in the direction of the town hall. But she broke free and she ran back towards Derek and planted a huge drunken kiss on his mouth before she was led away more securely by the police. Derek was absolutely mortified. He says he caught the bus home, he went into the kitchen, and the first thing his mum said to him was, "Have you been drinking?"
So we're at the Bowling Cemetery in Bradford, having a look at this grave. Might take a while, but we believe it's in the Z section, and as you know, it's not always straightforward. So Mark's across there, he's having a look. There's a chapel across there.
So we're in the Z section of Bowling Cemetery, and just behind me, beyond these trees and bushes, is the Asda supermarket. And in an unmarked grave, right here, this is the final resting place of Kate Kennedy. Unfortunately, we don't have a gravestone to show you, but we found her, and it's a quiet place apart from the traffic. You don't normally associate Kate Kennedy with quietness, but rest in peace, Kate.